Hello everybody, hope you're doing well. Welcome to a side quest guide video. This video is just kind of going over the side quest and in particular some top tips. I would say first and foremost, if you don't know already, the passes to access the side quest, and do bear in mind when it says Studio Pass 1, it's referring to week 1. You get limited entries. At the moment, you only get like one pass of entries, which you can see on screen once you click. Oh, you click other, by the way, and you'll see like you'll get access to there. It's like okay, you can only you'll have one pass, one entry into level 3 of Date Game episode 1, right? So that's something to mention, that's important if anybody doesn't know already. And corresponding days, every other day you'll get an access to a particular episode or week. So for this week, week 1, here's an example on screen right now. Day 2 is going to be Thursday. No, it's going to be Friday actually. Thursday is actually going to be a Mojo Valentine card. You'll get on Friday an entry into Studio Pass 1, and then it's Sunday, then it's Tuesday, and then it's, you know, that's how it rolls. And then it's like Studio Pass 2 is your week 2, and then week 2 is So you get a pass every other day into the side quest. That's how that works. But yeah, there's also like a secondary event that's going on at the moment about Valentine's. They do actually kind of fall into one another, which, as it says here, looking forward to helping Mojo keep blah, 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 and milestones from solo event. Send a gift, select the gift tab under chat, blah, 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 blah. And then also getting more of these, it will be from doing things like quests and other stuff like that. By the way, who's this? Oh, it's my cousin. I should really give back to there you go. Oh no, I should have done another one there, and there we go. Okay, done. So there we go. I've got my first gifts and sent my first gifts back out. But yeah, these do oh look, you get profile pictures. Isn't that delightful? Right, well, I'll take that one there because and I'll do that on there. Well, I'll just complete my collection. But yeah, you can get more of these kind of like tickets right there by doing some of the the mismatch events, and that's all about you doing class disadvantage. And one thing that's going to be very important is trying to focus on what champions you're going to face off against and what is going to be a bit of a surprise. So I would say, first and foremost, in order to get accustomed to yourself with the champions you're going up against, is to go and do some of the lower difficulties. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do class disadvantage first and foremost. But we'll do it at a lower difficulty just so we can know what champions we're going to face off against, so we can prepare. Because you can click this right here and go like, okay, press preview, and then have a look in, and it's like, oh right, okay, that's that, right, fine. I'm going to be somewhat prepared with the question marks, and that's going to be fun because, like, foresight on a mutant. Okay, so I need to bring a skill. I need to also bring a skill mystic, and then I also need to bring a tech and another one. No. Yes, you can't actually make out any of the champions that are on this particular route, and this is why I do say it's probably best to kind of go in lower difficulty, find out these champions. We're going to find out who they are. Like, I'm sure it'll probably be common knowledge. But it's also for like the ending champion, you're going to have to prepare adequately for it. If you want to double up on that objective, then you need to use a Mystic Champion and a one and done. Even though the champion has bleed vulnerability, it's then choosing Mystic Champions that maybe throw a bleed within their kit. You know, that could be something like Black Widow Clairvoyant. It could be Guillotine. It could be Morningstar, for example. She does bleeds. And anything else that would bleed could be a cool option for that, to kind of do that class disadvantage. But in any case, let's find out what the champions are on these particular paths. Okay, so the first champion is Old Man Logan. I mean, that's fine. At least kind of gives us an idea of like who we're facing off against with this. But I'm preparing for my for the end boss, especially for this one, because I want to get the old class disadvantage objective. It's a bit. Do you know what? It's very weird how stockier these side quest champions are. The next champion has a little prestige base kind of thing. So I assume this is either going to be MODOK or a Sentry, maybe. Let's have a look. Oh no, it's Immortal Hulk. Of course, it had to be Immortal Hulk. Let's put it into auto fight. And the final champion is Annihilus, the Cosmic Champion. That was the most straightforward one. Now, even though this was like a lower difficulty, as I said, like one of the main things we're trying to find out is like what champions are associated with these particular question marks. I also wanted to see like, does it indeed work when it comes to the objective triggering off correctly? And let's just see, like that objective should have worked quite nicely. We've locked out of that particular quest fine. The mismatch week 1 has been done, thankfully. And also the date game there right at the bottom has been done for the lower difficulty as well. What we're going to do now is go into level 5 and hopefully that works in a similar shape or form. Okay, weirdly enough, Wolverine is a different option. There's a different kind of like pool of champions for this, so I definitely need to kind of watch out for that, and I definitely will be doing some of the other difficulties to kind of get an idea of the pool of champions right here. You've got to do an intercept in order to kind of get the passive fury. That's hopefully that the AI will actually kind of come at me, but there we go, eventually. So the next fight up is Hulk Ragnarok. So that's kind of weird. So it's all different. It wasn't Immortal Hulk like it was. So definitely gonna have to do like a pool of things. There's some really wacky nodes on stuff, which is fun. Is big fun, isn't it? Super fun. On the cosmic one, oh, it's Nova. There we go. It's all changing, isn't it? It's all changing. Got to be careful with this one. But got to get it done nonetheless. I'm still deciding on which champion I'm using up against Rhino. I think it's going to be Black Widow, Clairvoyant. But I'm still deciding. I'll probably make a last minute decision to kind of like switch for Doom or something. And I would say at this point, if you're going in against the boss, is to put on boosts. If you think it's going to be beneficial for just like doing a one and done, like, look, if you got spare boosts and you want to get it done, maybe just the best to like whack on a boost or two. I got some spare ones. I am saving up for another EOP run, but to be honest, I could either use a 20% one, I could use a health one or something like that, just to make sure that the experience by doing a class disadvantage objective is just an easier process, more than likely. There we go. Honestly, wasn't one of my best fights, but yeah, I mean, I'll take it. I do like using that particular Black Widow Clairvoyant with Scarlet Witch. What is it called? Relic. I mean, it works fine. If it's stupid and it works, Black Widow Clairvoyant's great because it allows me to play into the bleed vulnerability, but also I'm able to have a kind of a get out of jail free card. If I mess up, that SP2 when it comes to like recovering back health is massively helpful. And yeah, smashing up those particular objectives. So we got the mismatch there, and also the other mismatch. Where is it? There, the other kind of like mismatch, which is just there. So that's great. So the final thing I want to end on this video is fair warning. Like, watch out for the champions that may or may not be appearing on the route. And also prepare for the champion interaction as best you can. When you're going up against certain champions like Hulk Ragnarok and that particular node in certain difficulties, it will be all about having champions that have different types of like debuffs in some sort of shape or form. With Apocalypse, you can gain up to a certain amount of the horsemen, so you can get like up to your horsemen very quickly, which is helpful if you want to at the end do a one shot, and say for whatever reason you want to do a Archangel cheese against the end boss. Very difficult if you need to do class disadvantage, and you have to do that around Mystic champions. But as I said, if you play into certain nodes, certain things with that can be helpful. Any kind of like really decent Mystic can take on the Cosmic one with the class advantage, which is great because you'll be taking that against the boss. And maybe if you're doing rank up, even like Morningstar. Morningstar can be ramped up along there. Yes, you'd only get up to 4, but at the same time, it may be something. The same thing with any other Mystic persistent based champion could be really effective if you are using that solely throughout and using a synergy to boost it. But do bear in mind that is, that's down to a personal preference of a team setup and stuff like that. So, yep, fair warning. There we go. That's that done, which is great. And that's been a video, the side quest kind of guide. I will have to expand it a bit more, I think, to kind of say who are some of the champions you face off against. So far, I have this. Put in the comments section who you're facing off against. We'll try and do like a paths and counters video tomorrow as the first video of the day. I'm not quite sure. I might do a Thronebreaker difficulty guide. I don't know. But in any case, that has been the video. Thank you very much for watching, and check out some other content which will be located on screen right now. Have a lovely day, and cheers, everybody. Bye-bye.